everybody. This is Ellen Valentine with Leatherwork School. Thanks for joining me today. I want to talk about traveling and doing leatherwork when you're not in your home studio. You can see by looking at my background here, I'm not in my home studio. I'm actually at my dad's in Pennsylvania. He used to frame picture frames, so that's what you see behind me. But I came up to visit him and I wanted to do some leather work. And the beauty of hand-stitched leather goods is that you can do this. You can do this anywhere. And that's really, really exciting and fun. The first thing I would suggest is that you prepare all of your pattern pieces. You get them all cut out. You get them all split and all skived and all prepared at home. That makes things much, much easier when you're on the road and not in your studio. Of course, if you need to cut some things out, you want to bring a roll of hide or skin, you certainly can cut out in another location. Instead of a skiving machine, you can use a French edger to do all of your edge work, or you can use a skiving knife to do all of your thinning of the edges. So let's talk about what's in my travel kit. The first thing I'll show you is that I actually do bring my fileteuse. This is my electric creasing machine. I do bring this with me when I'm on the road. It is heavy, but the good news is that the newer generation machines are actually smaller and they're lighter. The new generation machines, you can get these from Crimson Hides, CMDA Chong, Kevin Lee, Rocky Mountain Leather Supply. There's a lot of places where you can get them. They're even smaller and even lighter than my older Regad machine. The next thing I bring with me is I do bring 2 creasing irons. These are the handles. I've got SO5 and FN3 tips with me. When you're traveling with these, my strong suggestion is that you take the tips off of your handles and put them in a sturdy box. This is my traveling box. I've got a lot of packing material in here that I put my tips in to protect them. You don't want to have your tips break when you're traveling. I also do bring a couple of handles. This probably isn't mandatory, but I like to have my handle rests with me. So definitely bring that. The next thing that is kind of bulky for me is my stitching clam. This is a stitching clam by Jerome David. It actually folds. This is a French style clam. I like this very much. Since I'm driving on this trip, I could bring this easily in the trunk of my car. If you need something a little bit smaller, then look to the Dream Factory ponies. They're quite nice. They clamp onto the edge of a table, and that can give you a really nice option. So definitely want to bring a stitching pony or stitching clam with you. Let's talk about knives. I showed you this a minute ago. I do bring my Doldoki skiving knife with me. I think that that's just a super addition, and I wouldn't bring a project on the road without that. I do bring a clicking knife. This is my Lindispensable. I've got the Charter-made blade in this, which I really like a lot. So I bring that as well. I bring my rotary cutter. I'm a rotary cutter fan. If you're going to be gone for a long time, you may want to bring some extra blades with you. If this one gets dull, you can just swap it out. If you've got any friends or you yourself drink champagne, get a champagne cork. I've got all of my awls here into my champagne cork. I've got a Blanchard awl, a Blanchard backing awl, and a C.S. Osborne scratch awl. I bring all 3 of these with me on the road. I also bring my dividers. I do use these to help me mark my stitching line, and I bring a small set of dividers. Scissors. I like having scissors with me on the road. These are small Ginger shears. I bring these with me. And then I also have a set of Kai cuticle scissors. You can see that the blade is curved. I use this when I'm ending my stitching line and want to snip my threads very close to my work. I really like these a lot. These are by Kai. For gluing, I bring a gasket sealed container of glue. This is Saragum. I happen to really like the Tandy Eco Weld glue, which is supplied by Intercom. They are the sole distributor in the U.S. of the Intercom glues. Really like those a lot. You also could look at Aqualim by Lisa Sorrell or at District Leather Supply. Those are also very good water-based contact adhesives. I use a silicone spatula to apply my glue. This one is, the silicone spatula is from Catalyst by Princeton. I really like this. You can get this at Dick Blick Art Supply. If you've got a large art supply store in your town, they probably carry these. These are pretty widely distributed. I've seen them in Europe as well. Really like these for applying glue. Next, let's talk about stitching and pricking. So I obviously am going to bring my glue, or I'm sorry, my thread. I'm going to bring my thread. I'm going to bring paraffin wax, small block of beeswax, my good old John James needles. These are size 4. They come with me all the time. I'm going to bring my pricking irons. These are by KS Blades. I bring one complete set of whatever stitch length I am using. I'm happen to be working on something with a 338 or 8 stitches per inch. So we've got 12 teeth, 4 teeth, and 2 teeth. That's what's in my kit. You can bring, really any maker of pricking irons that you like. So then we're also going to talk about edge finishing. So I bring a bottle of edge paint with me, and I bring a small package of sandpaper. So I mostly use 220 and 400, just small little squares of sandpaper in a plastic baggie. And then I do have a crepe pickup. I get these also at Dick Blick. I think you can get these on Amazon now too, but crepe pickup for any errant paint spills. Then I bring some other tools here. I bring a sanding stick. I like this if I need to abrade the surface of the leather where I'm going to glue a pocket down or glue one layer to another. This is nice and thin. It comes with sanding belts that go the whole way around, and comes with a few extra belts as well. So this lasts a long time, believe it or not, because you can just advance the belt around the stick, and so this does last you a long time. I have a thin Sharpie marker. I have a bone folder. I don't have any specific use for this, but it's just nice to have it in case I do need it. It doesn't take up very much space. I've got a rollerball pen. I happen to really love these. These are Uniball Vision Elite. I've got these in a bunch of colors. The next thing I've got a hammer. This is for my pricking irons. This is a Vaughan, made in England. The reason I like this hammer is you can actually unscrew these faces. That's a very soft face, and replace it with another fresh face. And I use this for my pricking irons. And then I've got a saddler's hammer. Use this to set my stitches. To help me with pricking and hammering, I've got a pricking mat. I really love these pricking mats. You can get these from District Leather Supply, Rocky Mountain Leather Supply. Really super nice to prick into. I do also have a small craft mat. This would fit in the bottom of a suitcase. This one's about 18 inches by 12 inches. Fits in the bottom of a suitcase, super nice. Then I always bring a couple of rulers. This is my favorite, my draft and cut ruler. I don't use it so much for measuring as I do for squaring things up, because I can lay a piece of leather right across a line, horizontal and vertical line, and everything's nicely square. I love that ruler, draft and cut. And then I primarily work in metric, so I bring a metric ruler. This happens to have both imperial and metric. This is by Pacific Arc. And then finally, I bring my pattern, and I've got all my pieces in here. This is a nice Velcro lock plastic envelope, and I've got all of my pattern pieces in here. I've got some notes on order of construction. They all go in here. And then obviously, last thing, I'm going to bring my project. I'm working on a wallet here, so I've brought all my leather, and I've made good progress in the few weeks that I've been here. So that's what's in my kit. I really encourage you to hit the road and take some leather work with you. I'm hearing stories of people going to the beach in the summer, and if they get too much time in the sun, then they can retire to the beach house and get some leather work done. It's a lot of fun. You can meet some new friends and actually show some folks what's really involved in hand-stitched leather goods. So now you see my travel kit. I've shared with you a lot of valuable sources. As always, you can subscribe to my channel by going down below and subscribing, or you can visit me at leatherworkschool.com and go ahead and follow me on Instagram. I'm the author of Leatherwork School book. If you don't have your copy yet, you want to go out to leatherworkschool.com and you can read all about my book. It's 166 pages, full color hardback book, everything you need to know to produce high-end European leather goods. So thanks for joining me, everyone. I hope to see you soon.